Okay, so my testimony for the day, shadow people, or AKA the shadow man, right? So there's a lot of folk out there that got an experience or have had experiences regarding shadow people or the shadow man. And I've had it myself, quite often, actually. You know what I mean? What is that, paint on my face? I've had a lot of it. So, when I was younger and I would see it when I was like a young teen or whatever, and I would see shadows, they basically would like drift across a landscape, like across the street. I remember one time I seen one go across the street. They had drifted across something, right? I think I'm tripping, like, nah, maybe I'm just hallucinating, tripping, or maybe I really didn't see that, you feel me? But now that I'm older, I'm 27, and I've researched into shadow people or the shadow man or whatever, a lot of people witness this. So I'm not crazy and I'm not tripping, and I don't know what's on my face. But anyways, I'm not crazy and I'm not tripping. And so a lot of other people have witnessed this. So now I look back like, oh, I really did see what I really seen that. And I thought I was tripping, but I wasn't tripping. And so I also have another moment in time where I know for 100 billion% fact I wasn't tripping and I really seen this, right? And I try to draw a picture out, right, of what I seen. Now, he might have not had his hat on, or he might have had a hat on, but I can't remember for a fact verbatim. But what I do know is that it was completely an all black shadow, very defined, like not just like as far as I think the word is opacity, yeah, OPACITY. It was like all the way defined, not like just a little shade, all the way darkened, you feel me? And I'm like about 3 years old. I'm in my room, right, laying down. I think it's the middle of the night and I just woke up. And so I seen this shadow guy. Basically, he was like a little boy version though. He had walked across my wall, right? He was at my feet. And then he had walked across my wall and turned in that realm, in like that 3D, in that 2D realm, he turned and looked directly at me. And it put me in so much fright, so much scare as a kid. So as a kid, I took my cover, put it over my head, you know what I'm saying, hoping it would just go away. And often, to give you the whole spiel about just that time of being a child, at night when it was dark, I usually would think something was like watching me, you feel me, like in the dark, like in my room. I would feel some type of presence, you know what I'm saying? Or I would wake up from a dream and I would see like still a flash of an image, if not from my dream, something just in the room. And I used to think, I'm making that up in my head because I'm so scared. And I was that smart as a kid. I'm like, maybe I'm making it up in my head because I'm so afraid, or whatever the case. But when I seen this, and this is just like a close resemblance of what I seen, to give youth folk or anybody else an idea of what I seen, you know what I'm saying, just for my own self. So I drew it out. But anyways, I seen that for a fact. I wasn't hallucinating, wasn't dreaming, none of that. I really seen this in real life. What is it? Who is it? Why? I can't tell you for a fact, but I believe, it's my belief, it's satanic. The Bible talk about not the Bible, but the title for the devil of the Bible that I've heard is the Prince of Darkness. Is this not darkness? Is this not a power of darkness? Something to lurk in the shadows and to work in darkness, to work in the shadows? Is that not of darkness? You know what I'm saying? That's like quite obvious, right? Also, I was in fear. It didn't bring me comfort when I seen it. It didn't bring me comfort. And a lot of people, I hear the testimonies regarding the shadow man. Fear is an element of it. So if it was angelic from the Most High, God of all benevolence and all perfection and all love and compassion, kindness, mercy, tenderness, and long suffering, you would think that he would comfort you and let you know, don't be in fear, right? That's not what this did. It's known to bring fear. It brought me. I was in fear, not knowing what it was as a child, which may have been a natural reaction, but I was in fear. It didn't seem to bring goodness, good tidings. A lot of people that have experience with the shadow man, they say they're in fear or like a sleep paralysis where they can't move and a fear comes over them or whatever the case. You know what I mean? So My guess would be it's something of darkness and malevolence. You know what I'm saying? The way that it turned and looked at me throughout my life, I've witnessed later on in other ways that I've lined up in my head that, yeah, this is satanic because of Satan. Plus, after I had this encounter around the age of 3 or whatever, I had a whole lot of nightmares, man. Whole lot of bad dreams as a youngin'. Plus, the spirit of perversity had came upon me at some time. And so I add the spirit of perversity up to this, that whatever this is and had to do with me entered it, like maybe it entered inside my body to live in me, or a demon came to live inside me. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to add up things in my life and get to the bottom of certain things of why this happened and how this came to be. You know, I've witnessed and experienced a whole lot of supernatural phenomena. So I can't act like and pretend like it don't exist, because I know it do. You know what I mean? I want to know my part in all of it, or its part in my life. What role does it play? And possibly it can help anybody else out there in the world that got questions, because we here living and breathing, and people got questions. So hopefully, you know, by my testimony, y'all can take it in and it can help you on your mission. And this ain't no color thing, ain't no race thing. A lot of so-called Caucasians or different ethnicities of people have claimed to have an experience with the shadow man or shadow people, spirits in general. You know what I mean? So hopefully my testimony can help y'all on y'all walk and in discovery, and you know, in y'all life. You feel me? Because we ain't alone on this earth, for real. It ain't just the animals, it ain't just the sky, it ain't just the waters, it's not just the trees. You know, it's more to this place, man. And probably beyond that. I'm a fine believer of different dimensions or realms. This is one realm. But anyways, that's my testimony about the shadow, quote unquote shadow man. I believe he might have had some clothes on him, or like a hat or whatever, but he might have not. He reminded me of like a little puppet man. You know what I'm saying? He was a little miniature size walking across my wall. So that's why I add up, you know what? He came like that, and that stature probably entered inside my body to live in me, man. I'm having all type of crazy problems now. You know what I mean? Other folk, they see him tall, big, you know what I'm saying, trench coat, little hat, fedora hat, or whatever you call this hat. You know what I mean? And different people, my homeboy, his mom experienced them, you know what I'm saying, in their house, you know what I'm saying, that he grew up in. He told me about it. You know, I had a girlfriend, you know what I'm saying, a lady, you know, my woman that, well, at the time, she had an experience, you know what I mean? And so it made me want to dig deep into it and do some research. And now I'm just like, let me just drop this testimony and tell y'all, hold on, I have had experience. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that's it. So, for to go back inside, came out here to record this piece.